going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today I'm just going to be doing a quick video on showing you guys how to do a set here. So I'm going to do a pair of joggers with the matching hoodie. I got these from Circle Clothing. Right here. I'll leave the links to this stuff. So what I'm actually going to be using today is I'm going to be using a logo I made up with my business name on it. Just a simple little thing. So I got these made from Ninja Transfers. This is a gang sheet, 22 by 24 gang sheet. I'll also leave the links in the description of that. So what I did was I got the front left chest, the back hit, and then I'm probably gonna go with the smaller one for the joggers. I'm gonna do them right above right next to the pocket. So I'm gonna get the heat press set up. So Ninja Transfers, they also send you the directions. That comes with all the transfers you get. So it says to put these at 310 on heavy pressure for 13 seconds. Usually what I do is I go a little bit higher, so I'll probably do it for 13 seconds and I'll probably go up, I'll put it up to maybe about 315 to 320. It's, you know, that's just my preference, however you want to do it. But they give you the directions of everything and how to do it in their when they send you your transfers. So I'm going to start off, I'm going to put the pants off to the side, and I'm going to start off with the hoodie. And what I do with hoodies actually is normally I'll go down about 4 inches from the collar on a t-shirt. With the hoodie, I go a little bit lower because just where the hood sits, I want the transfer to basically be right underneath it. So that's what I'm going to do with this. Like I said, these are from Circle Clothing. They're good quality hoodies. And I will also leave the link in the description. And this is 65% cotton, 35% polyester. They're very heavy hoodies, comfortable. So I'm going to get this heat press warmed up, and I'm going to get these transfers cut out and press them onto the hoodie and the jogger so you guys could see it. Alright guys, so we're going to be doing the hoodie first, the front left chest. So I'm going to get my hoodie all lined up here on the press. And I want to get my pressure set in there. Like I said, it's heavy pressure. So we're going to get it as heavy as we could. Some hoodies you got to watch, like this one's a extra large. So the seam of the pocket goes over. Make sure your seam's over up here. Make sure all your strings are out of the way. Pull from the armpits to make sure everything's lined up. With these, it's easier too. From the corner of the presses and the pocket, I could line up the center, make it down center down bottom with the pocket. So we're pretty lined up there. Just want to make sure it's all flat, everything's good. And like I said, this stuff's from the hoodie and joggers is from Circle Clothing. And I will leave links to all that stuff. Very good quality hoodies. Especially if you're doing like a clothing brand or something. This is just my own stuff that, you know, I wear basically around the area instead of just doing my regular logo and everything. It's just something, you know, I could play around in Adobe Illustrator, things like that. Then, you know, instead of doing my own stuff. And these are vectorized in Adobe Illustrator. I did all the vectorizing myself. And the clip art, I forget where I got the clip art from. But I got it, the way I got it, it was pixelated, so I did have to vectorize it. So another way that you could center up your transfers is pinch them right here, line them up on the sides, pinch them, seeing exactly where the center is on it. On the hoodie, same thing, you're gonna be going from the top of the hood collar here, the seam, and you're gonna go right down. Hoodies, I go a little bit farther down with the left chest. T-shirts, I go 3 to 4 fingers down. This one I usually do about 4 to 5 fingers down, just the way hoodies sit. So I'm going to get this all lined up, and then I'll press it up for you guys. Alright guys, so I got this all lined up. I taped it down just because from them rolling up the film, it has like a little roll to it. So I'm going to get parchment paper to throw down this. I have my Teflon sheet up on the heat press, but I'm still going to toss some parchment paper on it just to keep it safe. And like I said, I'm going to do the big back logo on the back, and then I'm going to do the pants. So I got a couple more minutes of this heating up. So I'll turn the camera back on once this heats up fully. All right, guys, heat press is up to temp. I'm gonna toss my parchment paper over it. I'm gonna tuck this hoodie in a little bit. Make sure your strings are out of the way or it will melt the end caps of your strings. Everything's lined up. These are hot or cold peel. I'm gonna do a cold peel on these. Heavy pressure. I'm letting it go for 13 seconds. Usually I let it go about a second or two longer. And then I hit it again afterwards. I'm gonna let that sit and cool off. Then I'll peel it off and I'll hit it again. All right, guys, let's do a cold peel on this. I'll let it cool down. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get the tape off the bottom first here. And with this stuff, you want to go fast. You don't want to wait. Just go fast. Nothing left on the transfer. Now, like I said, I'm going to hit it again just to lock it in. Right now, it's very shiny. I want to get it to a matte. Put my other Teflon sheet down. I'm going to lock that in. Let it do another full cycle. And then that side's done, then we'll get to the back. I'll hold this up for you guys at the end. All right, guys, so now we're flipping it over to do the other side. You don't have to worry about your transfer up front. It's not gonna hurt it. Get the hood out of the way. Make sure you're centered up. Same thing with the back side. Pull your armpits out, make sure they're lined up. So now my collar right here, my seam is right here. So I'm going to measure down because the hood on the hoodie comes down. And I don't want it to fully cover the complete transfer. So I'm going to go a little bit lower. I usually do about 4.5. I might go a little bit lower than that. I'm going to see how it looks on here. Because I do have a stitch line right here too that I don't want to be getting in the way of either. So just make sure that's all centered up. I'm going to lint roll it, pre-press it. Make sure it's got a clean spot. Pre-press just to get the moisture out of it, any wrinkles out of it. I have to tuck all this under because these hoodies are pretty thick. I get my transfer here. Same thing with this big transfer. I'm gonna fold this up because I want to find my center. That's what they got, like a little puff here, so let me get my tape measure. Right from the center of the collar, I'm going to check it go down. That's at 4 inches. I want to go a little bit under that. So I'm gonna go right there. I'm gonna go about 4.5. That way it's just out of the way of the hoodie, but it's not too low to where it doesn't look right on the hoodie. All right, let me get everything lined up with this and then I'll press this up. All right, guys, so I taped this one up too. My measurements seem to be on point. And like I said, I went just a little bit down. So let me see what I went down. I think I didn't want to go crazy down because I don't want it like basically completely too low. I went a little bit over 4.5. So I don't want it to be crazy off enough to where when the hoodie's on somebody, you're still going to see it. So that's why I put it where I put it at. T-shirts, I go a little bit higher up towards the collar and the seam. This is where I'm going to keep this at. I'm going to do the same thing. I'm parchment paper over it just to protect everything. Make sure your hoodie's out of the way because you don't want that bunching everything up on you. Just gonna send it, same thing, heavy pressure. Cold peel. I'm gonna let this one do cold peel. Like I said, these are hot or cold. It's up to you how you want to do it. They're called easy peel. So if you guys could see that. I'm gonna let this cool off and then I'm gonna pull it off. All right guys, let's get this tape off so I can just rip this off. A lot of times these transfers come, they're not all rolled up, bent out of shape. I had these sitting around for a little bit, so that's why I had to tape them down. Normally I could just take them right out of the packaging and throw them on. All right, so same thing I said. I'm gonna do a cold peel on it. So you want to pull it, tip it down. You don't want to pull it up. You want to pull it towards you and pull it fast. Keep it low. Just like that. Nothing left on transfer. Like I said, I'm going to hit this again, lock it in. Came out real nice. I'm going to use my Teflon sheet here. Tuck my hoodie under. I like using the Teflon sheet because it gives it the lines that are basically in the shirt. That's you know, my preference. You guys could do it how you want to do it. This is how I like to do it. Just lock that in, and then I'm going to jump onto these joggers just to do the left thigh print on it. That came out nice. Like I said, I'll hold this stuff up for you guys at the end. Alright guys, so now the joggers I'm doing here. So basically what I'm doing is I'm laying these up over here. I'm trying to get all my seams out of the way, which I'm still going to have the seams on the side here. But I want to get the top right here, the elastic, all that out of the way. And I'm probably even going to take a pad, a Teflon pillow. I'm going to puff this up. These are on Amazon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to puff this up so I can get away from all this pocket stuff, the seams and all the stitching. And then I'm going to set my transfer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go like 2 to 2.5 inches over, which I'll show you once I get the transfer. But from the pocket, here's the pocket here. So I'm going to line the top of the transfer up with the pocket. But I'm going from this seam, I'm going to go about 2 to 2.5 inches over to the end of the transfer. So let me get my transfer cut out and then I'll get this set up. Alright guys, so I have 2 transfers here that I got made. I have one that's a little bit bigger than the other one. So I was going to go with the small one, which I do like the small one, but I think I might go with the bigger one just for the simple fact of just everything's match up and this one won't be as small. This one will stick out a lot more. So I think I'm going to go with the big one for this. Stick my Teflon pillow in here, putting it right at the spot. So I'm going to check my pressure now, make sure this pocket and everything's out of the way. I'm pulling the pocket back. I have my pillow there. Let me send this in because I know I'm going to have to lighten the pressure up on this. It's the only thing working with these Teflon pillows is the pressure. Your pressure setting is different then. All right, that's going to be good pressure for that, which that was my pre-press. Same thing, I'm probably going to tape this down too. I want to make sure that my transfer is going to line up right on that square pillow. Like I said, I'm going to go 2 to 2.5 inches over. All right, let me line this up and then I'll press this on for you guys. I'm going to actually measure it before I tape it. So I am right at the bottom of the pocket, which is right here. This is going to be the seam of the pants. So I'm gonna have to move this over. And I'm gonna have to move the pillow, the Teflon pillow with it. So that's 2 there. So I'm gonna go probably about 2.5 on this one. That's gonna go right to the edge of my transfer saw. Okay, that's about 2.5 there. And like I said, I'm down from it, down from the pocket. Just make sure that your Teflon pillow is lined up underneath it, because you want everything to come out straight too. All right, I'm gonna get this taped up and then I'm gonna press this up. All right, guys, I'm all lined up. Got everything in place for that. Same thing with this one. I'm gonna do cold peel. Put the parchment paper over it, and I'm gonna hit it with the Teflon sheet after. Same degrees, same time, everything. This stuff's just as thick as the hoodie is, so. All right, I'm gonna let that cool down, and then I'm gonna peel that off. All right, guys, same thing. We're gonna do a cold peel on this. I'm gonna get my tape off first. Just so I can get that fast peel. I could actually leave that bottom tape on. And I still have the Teflon pillow under there. So we're gonna do a fast peel right off. That one I pulled up on. Don't fall that way. I just did that because of the tape. I'm gonna throw my Teflon down on this and we're gonna hit this. Heavy pressure. There you guys go. Take my pillow, be careful, these things get hot. And I'm gonna hold this stuff up for you guys so you guys can see it. All right, guys. So that was just a quick video. Like I said, I know there's a lot of different people say don't use a heat press for a clothing brand, but if you really don't got the means and you want to start off somewhere, you can start basically branding yourself. That's my back hit on my hoodie. Let me move these in closer. My front hit, left chest, and then like I said, I got the matching joggers to go with it. This is all just so I could demonstrate this for you guys to show you that you could get a matching jogger suit and, you know, make a clothing brand out of it. These are just DTF transfers, very cheap if you want to start off, or even if you just have something where you guys do, it could be anything. You could just have, you know, a little like bike gang or something like that, or whatever you guys do, where you could get yourself everybody matching hoodies with your branding on it. And I mean, you could do that all for easily get a cheaper heat press, like an Amazon heat press. You could do it for under 500 bucks. And then you always have a heat press. You could always order transfers, brand it forever, whatever you're doing, family things, reunions, whatever. So that was just a quick video on doing a hoodie, branding a hoodie and a pair of jogger pants. So if you guys would like, comment, subscribe. I'm trying to get my subscribers up to 4,000. So if you guys are new here, please hit the subscribe button. And I'll keep coming out with more of this content. I'll catch you guys in the next one. All right, peace.